What's up? It's B A Confidential. If you're in the building,
confidential location.
Make some fucking noise. This is our main event, the most anticipated main event in Beast Anglia history. It's been touted since War at the Wall.
Hey. Gazebo gang. Honestly.
Battler to my right, he's an old school, golden age, don't flop legend. On my right, hailing from Ipswich, introduce yourself.
The Beast of Beast Anglia 2K! Spam free since May! No mass tags!
Nice! A battler to my left, he's one of the most up and coming newcomers, so I'm going to let one of the most up and numbing newcomers.
Up and numbing. Up and numbing.
Up and numbing.
We're both a little wave. Listen.
Shut the fuck up!
Regardless of the wave, yeah, this is the wave right now, all the way from New Zealand, representing London and himself, the man like Haruspex. Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go!
We flip off cam. Haruspex won the coin toss, and being as he's got a pair of cojones, he actually picked to go first.
Oh shit!
So round one on Haruspex, let's go.
Cool. So our Wikipedia Dr. Robotnik.
Game over, that's it. That's the best setup I've ever had.
So our Wikipedia Dr. Robotnik before the battle got started, because he's always remarking how much he looks like him alarming. Now, true fact, the designer who drafted him made him egg-shaped to be easy to draw for kids with crayons in kindergartens. Now, I think it's fortunate your resemblance so startling. Ipswich Child Protection Police Department has been saving a fortune on hiring sketch artists.
Oh my god.
Toucan, everyone, he's cool with the 2 metre rule. It's 100th of what he's used to around local schools. It's just jokes, mate, to get the battle popping, a standard flogging of this man-child goblin, but word of advice, if you don't want pedo jokes dropped in battles constant, when you go to Specsavers, don't choose the Jimmy Savile option.
Hey, calm down.
You 5'0" country bumpkin, looking like Humpty Dumpty fucked McLovin. I'd say it's possible, judging by the diminished follicles and twin monocled shit opticals, that Moby got lonely, done something dishonourable to create offspring with Rufus the Rat Thing from Kim Possible. So these are your home ends. You're well known at the events, right? I'll still turn you into a handy W, like a West Coast gang sign. That's right. I've seen PVA glue, less pasty and white. Tonight, Toucan in his unique skin type, losing in doubles to Haruspex and UV sunlight. I guess style is something you get as you progress. Now, I ain't quite got mine yet. I'm still learning the patterns, discerning parameters. You're just loud, like you think volume alone up to standard, like you type with shift held down while you prep for your battles. I ain't being overly grammatical, but it ain't key to getting return on your capital, and you should know better. You should know better. You should know better.
Run it back.
You ain't fucking something about typing and returning your capital. You should know. And you should know better. You've done this for years, bruv. You're past it. Eyesight fucked, eardrums bust. I should slap that mug just to shake the dust. Face nonplussed, age done you rough. The years aren't kind to many, but to you they've been a cunt. A poet from New Zealand. A poet from New Zealand convincingly showing you up on the hard man stuff. If Four Eyes starts to front, I call blind man's bluff. You pommies get to making threats. Please stop copying bollocks American telly about rocking shanks and machetes and holding the Glock steady. Son, I pull on my raincoat and wellies, hunt you through the undergrowth with a sock full of pennies. So I had a perusal through your Facebook, mate. Your sister and wife have exactly the same name.
Big up Alice Russell.
So I put up my feet, put my pad on the shelf as it appeared my material was writing itself. I don't need to scheme cool multis, flips, punches or closers when your whole family's gene pool's about as broad as those shoulders. Oh, but hold on.
Chill out, man.
Calm down. But hold on. I was there when you battled Sam Hypes, and I heard all about how we're not allowed to mention your wife. You should think twice. I'm a flight of that light. If she's a red flag, this is a bullfight. Should have seen that coming. Should have seen that coming, but you're sight poor. She wears the pants so much your house got 9 floors to hold all her wife's drawers. The sex was quite poor. You get by on niche porn, got into Warhammer after he googled White Dwarf. I'll disrespect you on your home ground to your known crowd, right? So profound, I'd download each round from God's own SoundCloud. Got timeless banter, got timeless banter. I'm a violent challenger, get off 2 rounds and leave a body on can like Tywin Lannister. Every dog is his Daisy, every dog is his Daisy. You'll be pushing up daisies, bread butter days number till you kick in the bucket. This bloke getting smoked on the last train to the coast, croaked on the wrong side of the grass in a pine overcoat. Out of luck now, snuffed out pale horse to happy hunt ground. So go be at peace, tuck in for big sleep. Basically, curtains on your final scene. That's a killer rhyme scheme, if you know what I mean. I got 2 rounds, 2 cans still for you yet. Not that I need them. This is the end of Sixth Sense. You can feel the suspense descend on bald headers with dread. He contends with the fact he's been dead shortly after he went and stepped in the lens. Oh,
Cancel our battle.
I'm done already.
He'd be rhyming them syllables. Get him to
There was a lot of syllables rhymed, some things were said. Right, yo, man, like listen, yeah. Don't worry, I'm not gonna take that, don't worry, look at it. You know what I mean? None of you fucking Judases thought I would win today. Predictions are I'd limp away with my pride a bit displaced, and to that I have one thing to say. Yeah, you might be right, and he may be the slicker name, but it doesn't change New Zealand being the biggest waste of living space in the history of our shitty race. Right. Other than the Shire and a bangable Prime Minister, what... Right.
Talk that Jacinda shit.
Other than the Shire and a bangable Prime Minister, what has New Zealand actually done? Like, listen, if Australia, America and Canada come from being the British Empire's arrogant sons, New Zealand would be the embarrassing run that only exists because it was shagging a bunch of shit countries behind Britain's back for some drugs. New Zealand's history is one of a top failure. Can you fucking imagine coming from a bargain bin knockoff Australia?
He's fighting back. He's fighting back.
New Zealand is fucking top dog at nothing that fucking matters, G. And before you're like, near rugby, let's put that to sleep because Wales dicks on you at both rugby and shagging shit. New Zealand is hands down the worst, poorest excuse for a country ever, both in my opinion and statistically. They've done studies that's proved it's useless. I don't have any evidence for that, but fuck it, this is going on YouTube, so I don't need to prove it's true shit. Plus, your accent is fucking stupid. This is you. Toucan, I find you positively testable. My hypothesis is this vegetable has as much tolerance for my pen game as being walloped in both the testicles. And that's time, and that's also 60 seconds as well.
Round 2, Haruspex, let's go.
So a lot got said there in that first round. But I know what the people want, an extensive stylistic breakdown. For someone to call time on this overpraised clown, we all seen the Joker, and the comedy becomes tragic as the feature plays out. Fucking call it a night. Bow to the crowd, you had a good run, but your time it's now. You've been dropped down, snake pit in the ground. Slow it down, I said I'm a sick spitter. Not for a moment you had me batting an eyelid. You're a mouse facing down a king cobra with bronchitis. You rap bad about seducing dads, you Billie Eilish. Rest of the time it's mum. You rap bad about seducing dads, you Billie Eilish. Rest of the time it's mum jokes, rarely high-minded. My mum's from Glasgow, bro. She'd make you her side bitch. She'd break you right. She'd break you right and leave you crying, laugh at your dick and make you do the ironing.
Dominatrix shit.
Sorry, man. You're an overly repetitive comedy character. You Adam Sandler, Poundland Chandler. No stealing your stare as you stand there, because recycled material makes up all of the cans here. You just write mum jokes and dick jokes and think, fuck it, I'll chance it. So long as they're laughing, there'll be a market. It's bare, lazy, basic, standard, half-assed shit, more predictable pattern of material to your bars than Weatherspoon's carpet. And occasionally you flail around some mad bastard bizarre bits, and if the people are far pissed, then sometimes you half hit. But know this, when it comes comes to taking wild swings, when you open your guard, the smarter puncher lands on the chin. Now, is he gay, is he straight? Mate, no one cares anymore, but you've been in and out the closet like that thing's got a revolving door. Don't worry. Brexit won't change Don't worry, Brexit won't change free movement back and forth so long as you apply now for the Narnia passport, so go for gold, son. All right, hold it down. Go for gold, son. Fill your boots, empty your balls. I don't care if he's gay, straight or bi. My problem comes with some of the calls he made about us new school, not having the force to have done it back on those old platforms. Now, there may be some shit battlers gotten on board, but I'm asking you, Toucan, whose is that fault? Because no one sees Gem Tonal Rap Tour and thinks, yeah, I could do that, as their single soul thought, whereas you were in that lower tier who came with such consistent whack form, you lowered the standards across the board. So gay or straight, despite marrying whatever mad broad, in my eyes, it's man like Toucan who have to account for showing half of the guys in this scene in through the back door. Almost done. Lot more losses than wins. No real accolades beneath your belt or heaped on your shelf. Maybe those black marks on your record while you repeat yourself. Old man, you got dementia. Like everyone else, I fear for your health. Well, I'm in battle rap sponsored by Dignitas, and if you can't leave yourself, I'm here to help.
Oh, jeez. Fuck off. Oh, man. Like, you said I've got dementia, and I don't think that's right. But listen, Sam Hypes.
That's right.
Like, here's the thing about Haruspex. He's a sensitive guy. Look at his wet little eyes. He's so in touch with his feelings and feminine side, his Y chromosome straight up left him and died. Who told morose Jon Snow he's got flow? What, bro? You thought you could bash in and mash and multisyllabic patterns and be champ at the top? No. You poets are the smuggest cunts, turning up to battle events like you'll fuck it up because we're just a bunch of bubbly mugs that only write about each other's mums. Yeah. Then when you get here, you have the presence on the stage of somebody infected with the AIDS during its most aggressive phase. Then stop it. And then when you get here, you'll get to vent in blame. When you lose, you'll get to vent in blame on the bloody fans not understanding your nuance and your subtle tact. It's thinly veiled classism, and we won't be having none of that. So take your sonnets and your Shakespeare and all that emotional blubber back to the village fete scene, cunts and twats, you silver spoon-fed crusty sack of Jarkwin jizz-encrusted crap. Because here's the thing about poetry, yeah? Here's the thing about poetry. I've completed it, mate. Now, this isn't actually me being cheeky or vague. I've actually reaped some acclaim for schemes on a page that aren't to a beat or a bass. I've headlined Camden Roundhouse, getting published off my bucket list. But I stopped all that stuff because it's fucking boring. Listen, yeah, my mum's supportive, but even she couldn't get through a poetry set without fucking snoring. If you'd have told her when they cut the cord this kid would be a poem person, she'd have stuffed the bundle back up her raw minge and had my ugly mug aborted. Jesus. And the doctors would have covered for it because nobody likes 45 minutes to an hour of nothing but some cunt just talking about problems normal folk have no trouble sorting. Yours will be no different, mate. At your show, she grins away whilst in her brain the minutes take literal days. Every time you're like, oh, mum, I've got a gig, she sits and grins and prays and wishes that the fucking condom didn't break. And that's time. Now free on Haruspex, final round, let's go!
So, Lord of the Rings, you know that scene with...
Say it again! Say it fucking again!
Lord of the Rings, you know that scene with Pippin, eyes to the sky, face full of delight, like, oh, look, the eagles arrived. I had a similar sight, me and a dozen other guys. No eagles, though, just your bird giving rides.
Oh, shit!
No, I'm not trying to be rude, but you're a unique-looking dude. And in truth, appearing the way you do, I think it's a testament to your character. You battle guys as a challenge. It's like the hungry caterpillar going to Uganda for the landmines and the famine.
Wow, it's different. It's different.
Years ago in Amsterdam, I had a hallucinogenic truffle trip. It was emotionally moving and powerfully lucid. You look like the imaginary goblin that guided me through it. Like the same, bro. You look like the famed gnome that guards the estranged gold at the end of the LGBTQI plus rainbow. Oh, Jesus. Also, there's a young Walter White vibe. It's well unsettling. There's a young Walter White vibe. It's well unsettling. You look like you cook the meth that he then sells to him. You may be a battle vet, but I always see you at the back of the event struggling with fitting in. What do you know about Frodo? You're only visible when you get in the ring. What do you know about showing up with that...
Say it again, please.
What do you know about Frodo? You're only visible when you get in the ring. What do you know about showing up with that structure and discipline? I'll stare you down like some pissed off elven king. Hair fling with arrows whistling. You rambling like an orc horde. My writing revealed as pure fire. Language of Mordor. And that fire about to spread across all these platforms on my climb to ignite the beacons of Gondor. When I drop it, I shatter the mic. Give your wife the best shag of her life. When I drop it, I shatter the mic. Give your wife the best shag of her life. Then ask real polite if she don't mind giving Beast Anglia Facebook a like. The camera's the best.
Yeah, I know.
Rock up. Giving Beast Anglia Facebook a like. On that subject, is the marriage all right? I mean, you got to keep the spark alive. But you got Ben Stokes stumped how you bowl her off her feet, my guy, when you're still busy. You got Ben Stokes stumped how you bowl her off her feet, my guy, when you're still busy batting for the other side. You went from craving knob to chasing box. I'm no expert, but do leopards ever really change their spots? When you role played, you sit there in lingerie and knee socks, wait to hear 3 knocks, in comes the wife with a short back and sides and her toolbox. Yeah, I see you sigh there because you thought that knowledge was insider, but you only get insider when you've had too many ciders. Anyway, your wife there thought I'll compromise, yeah, and marry the guy because I'm running out of time here. I hear she picked your wedding song. Slow dance to Can't Always Get What You Want. I slagged off Toucan and his girl with one Mick Jagger joke. Battlers, take note, that's 2 birds with 1 Rolling Stone. Sorry, it's going so long. His Facebook posts are all anti-racist and bigot, but the face and haircut more reminiscent of This Is England. And I've got to point out, you're kind of a hypocrite because for the last 15 minutes you've been on the internet abusing an immigrant. And you don't half write a lot of nonsense about communism, parroting some daft Marxist opinion. For the most part, just ask, I share my shit with them. Fried chicken, loose women, corona symptoms, just not crowd reaction or judges' decisions. Cheers. Oh, sorry, I'm way over time. Cheers, Cambridge, for having me through repping my people. New Zealand to Iceland and those in between all got my back. Us heathens invading your East Anglian scene. You'll see your kings fall in tomb beneath crumbling steeples. The new man to carve toucans into blood eagles. Because I bring down the house when I take the stage. Plaster from the rafter falls away. There's something in the air. Feel that wind change. Roots leaves the day with permanent display of screw face. Because I'm here to stay, make the judge's day. Less free debate and theocratic states. It's 3-0, mate. You barely filled this plate. Failed to abate my stomach aches. So set your grill to gas mark 8. Scorch and bloody how I eat my steak. Nick, get me a knife and a fork and a time and a place. And bring some more dead meat to feed these flames.
Wow, bro! Yeah, let's go! He needs some milk! Fight back! Fight back! Fight back, bro! Hold it down! Take that! 1, 2, 3, he's got it! Remember your training! Keep it down!
Yo, hold it down!
So battling Haruspex, I thought, oh, this might be some quite big hassle. I'll say this, I definitely won't be showing my wife this battle. Yeah, man, I really don't get your ensemble. I googled, what does Haruspex mean? Answer, pretentious cockwomble. Yeah, your best really isn't any kind of heavy threat. When you gave me the L against Sam Hypes, you looked scared to death. Yeah, you kept shooting me the sideways glances like I'd declare and then declare the end of any respect I'd spared for Ben. What I think of you matters to you so much that it's scary, Ben. Yeah, I get that toucan battles are why you first dared to spend your energy and flair with pen game tearing men a proverbial new derriere. Pause. But Ben,
You got it though.
I am just a man. This battle rap shit is just an act. Cornering me in the toilets to tell me how you're a fucking fan when you're performing it the exact same pub's just sad. I don't. No, we both remember, mate. He's gonna try and pretend that events like that were never happening, bro. You didn't even have the balls to tell me that you were battling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am not craving the attention. I don't need your praise and your affection. It's weird that me saying yes to this battle gave you an erection. Like, you need to have a word with yourself, boss, because I've watched my old battles and observed that they're, well, toss. Being a fan just proves that you're a pretentious nerd. Don't look shell-shocked, because I'm self-aware enough to know my fans were only fans because nobody else was. Your show rejects the mainstream that it pains me. You're the kind of guy who ain't sleeping because his brain's scheming on what trash he can pretend to like to maintain being the most pretentious cunt in Gay Zealand. Your talent for being a pretentious cunt is unrivaled. You're so pretentious you watch French dubs of English films and read the Hungarian subtitles.
That's a penny bar.
That's time, by the way. That's time.
Let's go, everybody, give it up.
He's vaccinated, autistic mannerisms get apparent as I raise him. Do-si-do with your social scroll till the polio rips the folks.